It's preparing. Okay, we are live. Let me jump over back to the Zoom. There we go. Hello, Oliver.
Hi, Jody. We're live.
We are live. It is official.
All right.
We are streaming on YouTube as well as Zoom. All right. So I so appreciate you being here. Uh, just to hear your experience about the 40-day program, Lisa Natoli's upcoming 40-day program, which launches July 9th. And I understand that you have done it before. Have you done it once or twice or a few times?
I have actually gone through the 40-day program officially three times
Beautiful.
with the community. So yes, so it's not my first, it won't be my first rodeo.
Yeah, right. I love it. I'm doing it again as well. I think you just continue to gain more and more, or actually undo, shall we say, right?
It
More
could
and
it could not be more timely.
yeah.
Not be more timely.
So I know Lisa, you know Lisa, and I feel that she has such a gentle way of teaching. You know, A Course in Miracles is simple when it's distilled down, yet, as you know, it feels quite complex. And I feel that she has this sort of special sauce in being very practical and very down to earth. But during the 40-day program and the journey with her that you experienced, what did you experience with her? Did you find that to be true as well?
Oh, absolutely. Lisa Natoli is this unique teacher healer that came into my space uh, at the most needed time in my life, and I guess I attracted her to me. The consciousness knew exactly what I needed and who I needed and how I needed it, and Lisa was the answer for me because, she created this 40-day program was like this like safe space where I could go through what I didn't realize I needed to go through it at that time, but it was like going through a purification for me.
Mm,
Uh, I did not realize how stuck I was. 6 years ago, it was in 2019 that I went through for the first time. And looking back on it 6 years, and really seeing how timely it was and how beneficial it was and how it really has propelled me to really experience who I am today, like I never experienced myself before, uh, was tremendous um, awakening for me. And Lisa,
mm.
her personality, her simplicity of teaching, how she can take, the complexity of the course and really put it in a simplified way, and her using her natural um, using these natural illustrations, and more so she also, being so transparent, she used her own life's experiences, right, to really make you feel safe and able to comprehend what the program was all about. And so I mean, she has this way of creating such a relaxed, carefree, open, space for you to do that internal work, which is what the 40-day program is all about.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And she does. She just has a way of being very vulnerable and honest. And And then with her magnificent drawings that she does and her diagrams or brings it all home. I agree.
That
So,
it translated over to me, um, the ability to, you know, be transparent with myself and to be open with myself so that I could discover the things that was really uh, in my subconscious memory bank that was really holding me back from really coming to know who I really was. So yes,
mm,
that's the effect that she has had on me. And after 6 years of being in her presence, she has that. She has grown in even more in that area and had this ability for helping other people to go through their own purification. So,
mhm. Now, I'm sure the ways are numerous, but is there something that sticks out in your mind as to how she's really helped to change the way that you see yourself or the world around you that really sticks out in your mind throughout the various journeys that you've taken with the 40-day program?
oh, absolutely. Her authenticity, her uh, her own personal example of her own healing, her own transformation, you know, and you know, because when I first came into contact with Lisa, I was hiding out, sort of, hiding out in my own um, false beliefs in myself, hiding out in grievances that I didn't even know I had and that I was holding, and that was like hiding and covering the light that was in me that I so desperately wanted to experience. And so, yeah, I mean, like everything about her approach uh, to presenting the material, everything about her approach as for the structure of the 40-day program, everything about that whole journey was like really transforming for me, right? And what is transformation? It starts with, acknowledging where you are, right? And um, and then, saying yes to the invitation, right? The invitation to stand in the truth for 40 days, and then, being challenged to take a look, because the 40-day program is all about taking a look at the thing that is not true about you, right? So that you can, really begin the challenge is to let that go and to stand in the truth for 40 days about who we are. And out of that comes this great discovery in an experience for me, it was a great ex- freedom, right? And liberation for me to really begin to love myself. But I could only do that by letting go of all of the uh, illusions and the false ideas that I was holding about myself that was not true. And she just helped me, right, to go through that process. And I've watched her, over the past 6 years help, hundreds of others go through the same process. And so that's the impact that she has had on me and continue to have, right, in this space called Center for Awakening. Yes.
Yeah. And, I think that you speak to something really powerful. And you spoke to how you love yourself, bringing the grievances to the light, which has in turn broadened your light, shined your light even more. And I think I've had a few conversations about the 40-day program like this. And it seems there's this ripple effect too, especially in relationships, which makes sense, right? On the surface, as we continue to shine our own light, of course, it's broadcasted out. Did you find that your relationships were impacted and shifted or healed? What was your experiences in specifically in regards to relationships? It seems it's a common thread with the 40-day program.
Yeah. Oh my God. I never had experienced, right? The freedom within even my closest relationships, right? With my spouse, with my kids, with in my business work, my coworkers. I mean, it impacted first and foremost, my relationship with myself. And then, like you say, that extended into all of my interactions in personal relationships, professional relationships, social relationships, because I saw myself differently. Therefore, my perception of others, right,
Mm,
was now whole and pure, right? And I could, like, because, you know, transformation, purification is, gives you the ability to look past the falsity and only see the light, right? And so I understood that. And so my perception shifted. And so all my relationships shifted, right? And it was just a matter of the way I saw it after going through the 40-day program. Nothing, not they the people did not have to change in the relationship.
right.
I changed my perception and began to see them for who they were and in their purity. And so that has a major impact on the relationships. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to someone who might be on the fence and or maybe just be is a little bit newer to A Course in Miracles and maybe they have a loved one who has already gone through it or they're thinking about going through it? What would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence to sign up? Because it's free,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Well, listen, if you are being invited to have this experience, you, this invitation is not coming to you, but it's coming from you. You have attracted this opportunity to yourself, and you did not know. All we do know in any moment is that there's something standing between us and the experience of ourself and of life that we're not having. And so when the answer come, it comes sometime in a form that we don't we're not used to. It may be in a new person or new approach. And so if you're listening and have received an invitation, and if you're even thinking about remotely joining in and signing up for this 40-day journey, I absolutely give my stamp of approval. I absolutely say yes. And if there's any hesitation, anytime that we're in the process of making progress and evolving, there's always a little hesitation. That's a sign that really it becomes a sign that yes, this is what's calling me. And so it's just a matter of saying yes. And you're not saying yes to Lisa. You're not saying yes to the program. You're saying yes to yourself. Yes to you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, highly recommend that you move forward. Listen, you will not be the same. You will not be the same in the sense that your way of seeing yourself and seeing the world around you will open up to you in such loving ways that it's one of the most amazing experiences that I had. And I'm sure if you say yes and go through, you will have similar or even greater um, experience and will never regret it. Believe me, say yes to yourself.
Mm, amen. Amen to that. I think, I think we've said it all. I think you've said it all. Say yes to yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Honor the nudge.
Absolutely. And look,
Yeah.
this is no greater time. This is no, this, um, July 9th, I think, is the kickoff.
Yep.
This is the best time for anyone to go through the 40-day program, whether it be your first time, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Because listen, um, what we what I experienced 6 years ago, I can't live off of that today. I have to continue to renew myself and remind myself of the truth that is true always. And I can't think of any other way than to have the experience and to go through that in this environment with this program in this community, right? Because it's not like you're going through it alone. There'll be many others going through it with you, and there's no better way than to and no better timing than right now with all the noise that's around us for you to really to do like Jesus did. And he pulled away for 40 days, right, to remind himself of who he was. That's what that was all about, and to let go of all of the falsity that his ego mind was telling him. And yeah, so this is the 40 day is just a tool, and it's a great tool. And Lisa is a great teacher, mentor, and this is such a loving community that is a very safe place for you to go through that purification, and you're not going through it alone.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, there's so many beautiful, powerful components within the program. And of course, nobody signs up for the program itself. It's the the value that comes out of it. And everyone has their own journey. It's all guided by spirit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, well, Oliver, thank you so much for sharing your experience with the 40-day program. And for all of you that are listening, we hope to see you in the journey with us.
Yes. Well, thank you, Jody. And
Thank you.